while we get settled, just a reminder to turn off your cell phones if you would not mind. No flash photography. And please identify yourself and your media organization when you're asking questions. We're joined now by Quinnipiac head coach Rand Pecknold and Quinnipiac student athletes Zach Davies, Jeremy Langlois, and Zach Curry. Quinnipiac is the #1 seed in the East region. Coach Pecknold, would you begin with an opening statement?
Certainly, yes. We want to thank the City of Providence for having us here and the NCAA for selecting us for the tournament. We're thrilled, excited to be here. It's been a fun year, great ride, and you know, the nice thing about our team right now is great character, but we're still hungry. Like, we're not done. We want to win hockey games, so we're ready to roll. We're excited.
Okay, at this time we'll open up for questions for Coach Pecknold and the student athletes. Do we have any questions? Right here.
Joe Maloney, College Hockey News. For the players, just talk about what kind of disappointment that you guys had in Atlantic City, knowing that you clinched the Clary Cup, you wanted to win your conference tournament. Now coming into this one, I guess another tournament you guys want to win.
Yeah, I think it was definitely tough for us to come out and drop that one to Brown. You guys and the coaching staff kind of came together and kind of decided that we want to go further and we need to win games, and kind of came out the next night, did well against Yale, and felt like that's really going to bring a springboard to these next coming games.
Alice, the Providence Journal. Coach, a little bit of a local angle question here, if I could. You played Brown 3 times. You had a loss and 2 ties, which are the #1 team in the country. What was it about Brown that gave you so much trouble?
They played well. I mean, all 3 games they played well. Morelli was great. I would probably say he was the main reason. I thought he was outstanding all 3 of those games. And I was impressed with Brown's resiliency, and they competed hard. They did a lot of little things well. Coach Whitta did a really nice job of preparing them for those games. And I think in all 3 games they were hungrier than us. And I wouldn't say that happened much this year. One of the issues that we have with playing Brown, not so much in the playoffs, but in the regular season, is the rivalry with Yale has become so big that we have to play Brown either the day before or the day after, and it hurts us a little bit. We don't quite have what we need to from an intensity standpoint. But certainly you can't use that as an excuse in Atlantic City. We just, we had a great group of guys, and they wanted to play hard, and they've done it all year, and we just, we didn't have a good game. It was one of those things that just didn't work out for us.
Questions?
Amy Moritz, Buffalo News. Coach, could you just talk a little about the matchup with Canisius, and obviously they're kind of the new kid on the block here, and the hot streak that they're on coming into this tournament?
I thought we were the new kid on the block on the national scene. But no, I mean, we have a long history with Canisius, obviously, in the MAC, Atlantic Hockey. Been really impressed with them, watched a number of their games and highlight clips from the 8-0 run they've been on. They look outstanding. And watching them and watching their power play and how good their goalie is, I can't understand how they lost games earlier in the year, but obviously something happened. But Coach Smith did a nice job, righting the ship and getting them, firing on all cylinders, because they look excellent. I was really impressed with their Mercyhurst win and the Niagara game. They look great, and for us right now, we need to be ready to play. This is a great hockey team, and as we all know, anything can happen in the NCAAs. And goaltending is such a big part of it, and they certainly have. They've got a stud goalie in Capobianco. He's really good. We're going to have our hands full trying to score on him.
Question right in front.
Hi, Deech, you guys did answer that. I really appreciate it. It strikes me as you guys.
Excuse me, where are you from?
Jeff Jacobs, Hartford Current.
Thank you, Jeff.
You guys are the #1 rated team in the country. Yet the duality of this, it seems like nobody's picking you to win it all, or most don't even seem like you're picking you to make it to the Frozen Four. Talk about the duality of that. Are you guys looking over your shoulder because you're picked #1, rated #1, or do you feel offended that more people aren't jumping on your bandwagon?
I think a big part of it is just, we're new to this stage compared to a lot of teams in the tournament. That might be part of it, but we're just excited to be here, and we want to prove that we're a legit team, and we have what it takes to go the whole way. So I think more than anything, it's just exciting to have doubters. If they want to doubt, then we're fine with that.
Yeah, I think we just need to focus on what we can control. We can't control what people think on their blogs, and we had some issues, I think, with some of the Western voters this year in the polls. And in the end, it doesn't matter. We don't control that. We control what we control is on the ice and what we do, and we're focused, we're hungry, and we're ready to play.
Yeah, I have to agree that. I mean, as much as people like to say stuff, our team does a good job of just focusing on what we have to do. Each day of practice, working hard, and we don't really look too much into the rankings and this or that. It's kind of looking forward to that next game and what you have to do to win.
Yeah, Jeff, I'd add that too. Add to that is that we this team, we don't need any gimmicks to get motivated. We haven't used them all year. We don't need them. They don't need bulletin board material, to get fired. Hey, these people don't believe you can win. Or we don't need to do that. We show up every day of practice. They compete. They work hard. It's an awesome group of guys. Great character throughout. Very resilient, and we're just going to keep doing what we've been doing all year.
Any more questions? Yes, John.
For Coach, the last year in your career has been very interesting. There was a point last summer where it looked like you weren't going to be Quinnipiac's head coach anymore. Now you're taking them to the Frozen Four. I mean, just talk about the last year in your life and your career.
Yeah, I mean, it's been an awesome year. We're actually the highlight is my wife and I, Nikki, were expecting our fourth on Wednesday, so we're a couple of days away. I think we're all set. She went to the doctor today, and everything's good. So the baby's not going to come this weekend, but it's been an exciting time. And last summer was it's nice to be wanted, but in the end, I mean, UMass is a great situation, but I got a great situation in Quinnipiac, so I had two great opportunities, and very fortunate with the resources we get at Quinnipiac, and John Leahy and Jack McDonald, Mark Thompson do a great job, helping us run our program, and it just didn't really seem like I needed to go anywhere. I already had a great situation, but it's been a fun year, and a lot of the reason I came back to was the team that we had assembled. It's not just because of the talent that we have, but just a great group of guys. It's been just an absolute joy to coach these guys this year. It's fun coming to the ring. I got a great job. I get up every day, and I'm excited to go to work. So, how many of us can say that in our lives?
Jim.
Jim Donaldson, Providence Journal. Again, kind of a general question. If you just said a couple of high points of what you think may be the strengths and the weaknesses of the pairwise ranking system.
That's an interesting question. I'm actually on the NCAA committee also. For this year's call, I was off it because we were one, so I didn't have anything to do with what happened with the seedings and stuff. I think it's a good system. I don't think it's perfect. I don't think there is. I don't think it's possible to find the perfect system, but I think what we have is good. There's some issues right now. People think that Niagara should be in. That they didn't have enough quality wins outside their league. And
I confess I have a hard time thinking they're better than Providence, which also is 4-1 and 1 against the Hampshire.
Right. And those are things we're going to have to look at as a committee. And it, something like this hasn't happened. Or actually, sorry, years ago, it did happen for us with Quinnipiac one year. We were 10th in the pairwise, and they voted us out because we didn't play enough non-conference games, which was fair at that point. So I think it's something that we're going to have to look at and tweak and figure out why this happened. I don't know if the TUC criteria would change. That 10-game minimum, I don't think changes anything for Niagara. But I think when you play, enough of an insular schedule, it will allow for some teams to have that high pairwise. So it's something the committee's going to have to look at and address. But I think it's a good system. I don't think it's perfect, but I don't think there's anything that's out there that's better. But I think we will have to kind of tweak it a little bit.
In that sense, and I imagine you guys face that, that's not as knowledgeable about scheduling college hockey and college basketball.
Right.
Niagara, and you guys to an extent, probably not somebody the so-called powers want to play, especially in your.
You know what? I think
Niagara didn't play anybody with Canisius, but maybe nobody would play.
I don't know if I would agree with that. I think it depends on how knowledgeable that coach is. I think if you're knowledgeable and you understand the pairwise, you want to play Quinnipiac. Our pairwise is excellent every year. You want to get those points. You want to have those strong numbers. The reason we ended one in the pairwise is because we swept Nebraska Omaha. So we win every comparison with the WCHA. We went 1-0-1 against Ohio State, which is a .750 win percentage. So we win all the comparisons with the CCHA team. So you want to play good teams and you want to win. Playing bad teams and winning usually doesn't help you. If you look at Niagara, and I haven't broken the whole thing down, they have some really good wins against some good Atlantic hockey teams. They were dominant against the top tier, and that's what helped them a lot. Whether it's right or wrong, that's what helped them. Yeah.
Any questions for the coach or the student athletes?